In recent backstage developments, the married wrestling duo Steph DeLander and Mance Warner have taken a significant step in their professional lives by locking in their status with TNA Wrestling, also known as Impact Wrestling. What seemed like a period of uncertainty for both has now become a stable chapter, one that's worth unpacking in detail. In this comprehensive news-style script, we'll cover the background of each star and how they arrived at TNA, the wedding and personal partnership that forms part of the storyline and real-life dynamic, the contract situation, what was the deal, when was it signed, until when, and what were the circumstances, what it means for them and for TNA as a whole, possible future directions, both on-screen and off-screen. Background on the two stars. Steph DeLander. Steph, born Stephanie Josephine DeLander, January 21, 1997, is an Australian professional wrestler who initially made her mark in the Australian and UK independent scene. She later signed with WWE under the ring name Persia Pirotta and competed on the NXT brand. She joined TNA in 2023. Her debut on TNA television came in February 2023, where she faced Jordynne Grace and established her presence. However, she suffered a neck injury in 2024 which forced her out for a period. Her return in January 2025 marked a renewed push for her character. Mance Warner. Mance Warner, born October 10, 1988, is an American professional wrestler known for his hardcore style and strong independent presence. He made his TNA debut in January 2025, aligning with Steph DeLander in storyline, which mirrored their real-life relationship. Their pairing added a fresh dynamic to the TNA roster, one half coming off injury, Steph, the other a high-octane newcomer, Mance, bringing unpredictable energy. The wedding and real-life relationship. One of the more compelling aspects of this story is that Steph and Mance's relationship is not just part of the on-screen narrative, but also exists in real life. They got married in October 2025. Their wedding adds a layer of authenticity to their on-screen alignment and storyline as a couple in TNA. That real-life connection often resonates with fans and provides additional storytelling opportunities for the promotion. Here is where the most concrete news is. According to multiple wrestling news outlets, both Steph DeLander and Mance Warner have signed contracts with TNA that run through June 2026. The revelation came partly because both had been working with TNA without formal contracts, or at least without confirmed public contracts, for some time, being paid per appearance. The deal was reportedly reached earlier this year, 2025, though the announcement tracking of it only surfaced now. This contract aligns them with TNA's roster, core, through the mid-2026 period, giving them stability. After her neck injury in 2024, there may have been questions about whether she would stay with TNA long-term. The new contract signals that TNA sees her as a continuing asset. It allows her to focus on storylines and character development rather than worrying about per-appearance status or being free agent. Being locked until June 2026 gives time for possible championship opportunities and consistent exposure. For a talent who debuted in TNA in January 2025, getting a secured contract this early is a big step. It shows TNA intends to utilize him beyond guest appearances. His style and the couple's dynamic with Steph offer unique angles, hardcore style, unpredictability, and tag couples possibilities. Stability in TNA may allow him to build more deeply into feuds, character arcs and fan recognition rather than jumping between independent shows without long-term association. Securing both as signed talent into mid-2026 stabilizes parts of the roster during a time of many roster changes and expiring deals. The couple represents a modern partnership in wrestling, pairing real-life relationship with on-screen narrative. That can enhance engagement. TNA gets to develop storylines around them, tag matches, mixed-gender feuds depending on how they are booked, or the power couple dynamic. From a business perspective, locked contracts reduce small appearance uncertainties and allow better planning, marketing, merchandise, events. With their contract status secured, several angles and directions open up for Steph and Mance. With them both signed, TNA could lean into a power couple storyline, defending each other, double teams, or feuds with other couples or factions. Although paired, each has unique potential. Steph could go for a serious singles run, perhaps chasing knockouts titles or legacy belts. Mance could focus on hardcore, street fight-style feuds, differentiating him and elevating his status. Their real-life marriage provides natural storyline fodder, moments celebrating the wedding, on-screen ramifications of loyalty, or even betrayal angles later on. With mid-2026 contract coverage, there is room for long-term angle development culminating in title runs or major PPV spots. TNA could build them up toward big matches at flagship events. As a couple, they may be marketed together, gear, shirts, maybe, couples tag team, branding. This adds revenue and marketing value to the signing. While the contract signing is positive, a few caveats and challenges remain. Injury history. Steph's neck issue in 2024 may still factor into booking and long-term physical health. The promotion and the talent will need to manage risks. Booking consistency. Having a contract is a good start, but consistent and smart booking will determine how big their momentum becomes. TNA must not underuse either. Balance between indie appearances and TNA exclusivity. If their contracts allow independent shows, scheduling and fatigue may be factors. If TNA demands exclusivity, it may limit their outside exposure. Audience reception. While the couple narrative is compelling, the product matches, storylines must deliver for fans to buy into them as serious threats and characters rather than gimmick. Contract expiry approach. With June 2026 as the endpoint, both sides will likely evaluate further extensions or potential free agency moves. How they perform in the next 8-9 months is important.